you look at that? Some large boxes, in fact, some very loud speakers, maybe the loudest ever featured on a channel, I'm not sure. 1400 watts RMS system power and 131 dB maximum SPL. 50 premium transducers for monumental clarity. I think they use the word monumental because the thing is sort of looking like a monument. This is the Maui P900 loudspeaker, powered column PA system, and the coolest part, designed in collaboration with Porsche Design. That's why we had to bring out the Taycan Turbo S. Award-winning design by Porsche Design Studio, sonic guide and wave ahead technology for coherent wave front. That sounds promising. These are just enormous, powerful Bluetooth speakers that can be paired to one another before you then pair your source to these. Designed and engineered in Germany, LD Systems is a brand of the Adam Hall Group. Look them up. We need some loudspeakers like this. Ooh, look at that. Fabric type of texture on there. Oof. So this looks like two pieces of the column, and then the base unit is going to be in the large box. 50 speaker units in here. If you have one of those architectural digest type living rooms, you got something like this to fill it up with sound. Look at my hand. I look like an assault victim. My dog. You can see these pegs are going to fit into the other piece. Wow. That is a solid piece of aluminum, it feels like. Now, for some people, that's going to be a speaker on its own. No, this is actually the smallest component of this statue that we're about to put together. The angle here is around clarity and volume. So not to be listened to like a hi-fi system. This is just attempting to give you a feed without any kind of fancy EQ put onto the music. Just a clear, loud feed of your audio source. Here to here. Now we need the big piece. The nice little guide here, powered column sound system. Imagine a solid block of aluminum, a laser sharp diagonal cut. The Maui P900 is a vision come true. Massive headroom and exceptional transient response and distortion-free performance. You're housing a ton of speaker horsepower inside of here. Why not have an entire PA speaker inside of your living room? Power cable, look at that. A Porsche Design Studio badge, metal badge, and metallic logo. Oh my God! That's a big boy right there. That thing's gonna thump, I'll tell you right now. There's a handle, a really nice grip handle over here. Wow, that's a lot of aluminum. And I think it's just gonna slot in like that. Whoa. It's already starting to look very cool. Whoa, look at that thing. Wow. I mean, you have speakers distributed all along here. So if you're in a large venue, in a large space, think about that distribution. So the main and the sub have independent knobs so you can control the amount of bass that you have. This is your left-right channel inputs. Those are XLR style inputs. You also have through connectors, left and right as well. Big power switch at the bottom, and then power cable connector. All right. I mean, what do you need to say? Like, wow, that's a statement. I understand that many people, they don't have the correct venue for something of this scale. But when it comes to sound you kind of need scale, particularly if you're looking for that low end. And so I believe we're at that point in the show where it's time to listen to these things. And I'm gonna warn you right now with the headphone listeners and such. We're gonna turn some knobs, we're gonna turn some dials and see what they're capable of. This is about to probably likely be the loudest speaker test ever in the history of the show. That's the thing. Now what's crazy about these is how directional they are. Like, you stand behind them, it's almost exclusively bass. As soon as I get here, everything fills up. All the high stuff, all the clapping, all the cracking, pop, pop. It's also important to know that right now the volume knobs are about 3 o'clock. Now normally to get to the point where where I'm like, I don't want to turn it any further, well, usually it doesn't happen. Usually I go all the way. Usually I can just crank it. This is like club level right now. I mean, you can hear it on the microphone. Sound comes with you, even if you back up. All right, let's try another track. That's a whole body experience. Oh, baby. There's weird little vibrations in the chest and elsewhere. They'll get you going. I'll tell you why. I had my eyes closed. I was in a different, I don't know, it may have been a different dimension. I was traveling through a wormhole. And it's that huge frequency range. You need that volume to have that experience. Wow. And that was everybody here, by the way. That's Jack behind the camera. It's Mo. It's Finn down there. That's everybody just had that feeling. I know it. That live atmosphere, the feeling. And it's been so long since I've been at a bar or something like that with loud music. So right now, it's a different experience for me because I'm just not really listening to music quite like that. But I mean, you feel like you could have a DJ sitting right there, or it could be some sort of live stage type event. That is the feeling of the sound. It's really interesting to be in the presence of it, especially to bring it into your own premises. And to do so in a style that doesn't look like your typical live sound look, but to do it in a fashion that looks premium, in a fashion that looks like it fits in a modern environment like this one. So I think it's really cool what they put together. I think a lot of people, if they were standing here, wouldn't believe how much sound is coming out of these units. I'm just paired up over Bluetooth. I'm simply playing Bluetooth tracks, wireless transmission, the two of them paired to one another. course, you could go with the analog inputs in there as well if you did want to do some sort of live performance and utilize these things, or just plug in some wired up sources. That's another option for you too. But I would have to say, you know, it exceeded my expectations. I didn't know how it was going to fill the space. I didn't know what it was going to do in here. It's such a huge space, but it brought something that I haven't heard in a long time. And to be quite honest, I feel like I might have needed it.